a burst of excitement. It's a new shopping center with colorful, sensational stores, a variety that's...
Fashions arriving every day at Newmarket North Mall. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., our hallways will be filled.
Something special happens at SeaTac Mall. Every one of our 106 stores and restaurants offers so much variety.
It's a Saturday in 1995. The smell of fresh pretzels wafts through the air. Neon signs buzz softly above a bustling food court as teenagers cluster around a table, shopping bags at their feet. For many Americans in the late 20th century, spending after-school hours at the local shopping mall was a rite of passage, a cultural town square where teens gained a first taste of freedom and consumerism. Fast forward to today, and many of these once vibrant malls stand eerily empty. Escalators freeze mid-step, gates are pulled down over storefronts, and the echoes of footfalls replace the laughter that once filled the halls. The decline is stark. The number of active U.S. malls has plummeted from around 2,500 in the 1980s to only about 700 today. The concept of the shopping mall was born in the boom of post-war suburbia. In 1954, Northland Center opened near Detroit as one of the nation's first sprawling shopping centers. It was hailed as the future of shopping, an answer to the decline of downtown retail in mid-century America. A few years later, Gruen would design the first fully enclosed mall in Edina, Minnesota, opening in 1956, creating a template that would spread to every corner of the country. These early malls were imagined as community spaces, offering not just stores, but landscaped courtyards, art displays, and places to linger. Gruen's goal was to recreate the feel of a lively town square in the heart of the suburbs. By the 1970s and 1980s, malls were proliferating at an astonishing rate, mirroring the growth of suburbia itself. Nearly every city had its own mall, or several, anchored by big department stores like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Dillard's. Malls became all-in-one destinations. You could shop for clothes, grab lunch at the food court, then catch a film at the multiplex without ever stepping outside. During this golden age, statistics told a story of boom. Total retail square footage ballooned. By some estimates, shopping center space grew twice as fast as the population between 1970 and 2015, leading the U.S. to far outpace other countries in retail space per person. There was approximately 40% more shopping space per capita in the U.S. than in Canada, and about 5 times more than in the U.K. In short, America built a lot of malls, perhaps more than it ultimately needed. But at the time, this abundance felt like prosperity and convenience. Developers competed to build ever bigger and flashier complexes. In 1992, the Mall of America in Minnesota opened as the nation's largest mall, with its own indoor amusement park, symbolizing how entrenched mall culture had become. Even as malls thrived in the 80s and 90s, subtle warning signs began to appear. By the late 1990s, shifts in retail were underway. Big box discount retailers, the so-called category killers, like Walmart, Target, and Best Buy were expanding rapidly, often choosing to build standalone superstores rather than setting up shop inside traditional malls. These giants undercut mall department stores on price and convenience, drawing away bargain-hunting shoppers. At the same time, open-air shopping centers and lifestyle centers started to gain popularity over enclosed malls. The appeal of strolling along storefronts in fresh air, often designed to resemble quaint main streets, began to compete with the climate-controlled comfort of indoor malls. Another early harbinger was the saturation point of mall development. By 2007, after decades of continuous expansion, developers simply stopped building new enclosed malls. That year marked the first time since the 1950s that no new malls opened in the United States. The market was tapped out. Many regions had more retail square footage than their populations could support. Newsweek even declared the American indoor mall format obsolete in a 2008 article, underscoring how sentiment had shifted. The Great Recession of 2008 to 2009, as economic hardship hit, shoppers curbed spending. and many mall specialty stores selling luxuries found themselves struggling. People had less disposable income and less time to spend strolling through malls, accelerating a trend toward quick, needs-driven shopping trips rather than leisurely browsing. Perhaps the biggest tremor was the rise of e-commerce.
I think Amazon killed it. Like, Amazon and the whole digital entity of ordering stuff online has just been the main reason that malls are shutting down.
Retail analysts often point to Amazon's founding in 1994 as the genesis of a new era. By 2020, e-commerce accounted for about 16% of all U.S. retail sales, up from only 5.8% a decade earlier. Malls, especially those in smaller markets, felt the pinch as foot traffic declined year over year. In 2017, the once mighty Sears went into bankruptcy. JCPenney and Macy's also shuttered many stores. Without these anchor tenants pulling in shoppers, many malls lost their main attractions. Lower traffic means remaining stores perform worse, which leads to vacancies, which in turn makes the mall even less attractive to shoppers. Soon, a formerly vibrant mall becomes a shadow of itself, a phenomenon so common it gave rise to a term in the public lexicon, the dead mall. Yet not all malls are doomed. Premium Class A malls, those in prime locations with strong anchor stores, and a mix of dining and entertainment, are managing to maintain high occupancy and even robust sales. These top-tier malls have effectively become destinations for experiences. Think high-end restaurants, theaters, fitness centers, and even museums or event spaces inside malls, not just shopping. For example, some thriving malls have added interactive play areas, upscale food halls, or hosted farmers markets and holiday festivals to keep foot traffic up. For those of us who grew up roaming their halls, malls will always hold a special place in our hearts. But as we've seen, sentiment alone cannot save them. The disappearance of malls in America stands as a poignant symbol of our ever-evolving consumer landscape, a mix of bittersweet nostalgia and clear-eyed realization that nothing, not even the neon-lit mall, stays the same forever.